children, so it's Monday night. I'm going to help you do problem 1, and I'm pretty certain you can do problems 2, 3, and 4 on your own because 1, we've already done this before, and 2, you guys are awesome. So this is going to be a little difficult or different on my end because I misplaced my iPad pen. So I'm going to work with my finger and hopefully that'll help. And if it doesn't work, then at least you have my voice to guide you through the problem. Okay, so what we're doing is we're trying to find the solution to this system of equations. Now, when we have a system of equations, the solution is the point, that means a coordinate point, an x value and a y value pair that will make both of the equations true at the same time. Now, one of the ways that you can find the solution is that you can graph each of these lines, and where they intersect, that's actually the point that will make both of the equations true at the same time. So what we're going to do is we're going to first analyze each of these equations to figure out what the slope is and what the y-intercept is so that we can graph them pretty readily. So if I look at this first equation, I can see that b, my beginning value, is 2, which means my graph's going to begin at the point 0, 2. And I can also see that my slope is negative 1/3, which I can write as negative 1/3, or I can even write it as positive 1/3, whichever way that I want. Let me make this pen a little skinnier. Okay, if I look at the second equation, I can see that my b value is negative 3. So my graph begins at the point 0, negative 3. And I can also see that my slope, m, is equal to negative 2, and we have to remember that every number is a fraction in disguise, so this is really negative 2/1, which means down 2/1. So I'm going to graph both of these in their respective colors, so hopefully you can see which one is happening which. So I'm going to graph the red one first, so I'm going to begin at my beginning point 0, negative 3, so I'm going to place a point at 0, negative 3 right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my slope to put my remaining points. So my graph of this should have a slope of negative 2. So I'm going to go down 2/1. I can see I can't go in this direction anymore, so I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go up to back 1, up to back 1, up to back 1, up to back 1. And again, like I've told you before, sometimes it's best to make all your points when you're trying to solve a system of inequalities, simply because it makes it easier to see exactly where they're intersecting. So if I go to my second graph, my beginning point is 0, 2, so I can put a point there at 0, 2. And now I want to follow my slope going down 1 space over 3 spaces. You can see I can't really go that direction anymore, so I should probably go backwards, up 1 space, back 3 spaces. And there we have it. That's where they're both intersecting. Red and purple intersecting together at that point. So if I were to finish drawing these lines, which I expect you to do, make sure these lines are drawn. They're going to be much better than my lines because I'm drawing mine with a finger on an iPad. So I know that this here is my solution. Even though mine's not drawn very well, I ask you to forgive me. And this point is negative 3 for x, you can see it here, and positive 3 for y. You can see it there. So that's my solution to this system of equations. So this is the point, x and y, that if I plugged into either one of these equations, it would make both of them true. So go ahead, use those same steps to do problems 2, 3, and 4. Make sure that you circle the point that is the intersection point. Make sure you write it as a coordinate point and box it in. I will see you tomorrow.